Well, guys, it's time. LBA Round 2, Season 5 versus Do Justice Ab, one of my good friends who's getting married. Freaking congratulations, dude. Real quick, like, serious moment. Outside of character of the whole LBA competition shit. Congratulations on you're gonna be getting married soon, dude. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm really envious of you, to be honest, but that's a great accomplishment that people sometimes don't get the chance to have. So seriously, freaking congratulations. Anyway, back to the competition. So, dude, you guys already know. I'm going to be saying dude, but I'm not. I'm talking about dude, not you, dude. You know what I mean, dude? Okay, so his team wasn't really exactly what I expected whenever I saw the team preview. I was a little bit scared, but at the same time, I was kind of sort of relieved because whenever you first look at it, you're like, okay, no Dragonite, no Golbat, and no Azelf. Azelf worried the crap out of me. If he had ran... Ow, I just hit my wrist really hard. If he had ran the Azelf Suicide Lead with Explosion, whew, I was scared. But he brought the Sableye, the Entei, the Manaphy, the Porygon 2, the Klefki, and the Roserade. And the second I saw this team, I was like, yup, he figured out my weakness, and that's hazards. I knew he was going to be going for it the minute I laid eyes on this team, and I figured he would lead off with Mega Sableye. So we're going to real quick get into this battle real quick. David, thank you very much for recording this video. Your link will be in the description. He has to speed this up a lot because this was a 50-minute battle. Lead off with Sableye, I lead off with Raikou. That's exactly how I planned it in the beginning. I was like, he's going to either Will-O-Wisp me or he's going to try to knock off my item. Either way, I get to just choice specs Volt Switch the heck out. He goes for the Fake Out, and that does a lot of damage. Like, I know that's not stab or anything, but that still does a lot of damage. And right now he's going to go out into his Porygon 2 as I go for the Volt Switch. So that did a decent chunk. I was like, okay, so that means the Thunderbolt might actually 2-hit KO it. So I'm going right out into my Mega Audino. You guys know why Mega Audino. It has knockoff. And I think that I don't know if he knew it or not. Judging by the way he switched into his Roserade, he probably did know it, knowing App. But I'm going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to go for the knockoff, and I'm going to get about 30%, maybe about 20% to this Roserade, and that is fantastic. That's really good chip damage. And now that he doesn't have Black Sludge, he can't live 2 Thunderbolts. So that is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. My phone keeps vibrating, so I'm going to set it back here. He's only going to do his Mega Sableye. Now I kind of wanted him to. I went for the Seismic Toss. If I had gone for Thunder Wave, it would have bounced back and paralyzed me. I wanted him to do that. I wanted him to get into the false sense of security that Sableye could always switch in on me. I wanted that for later game. He's going to knock off my Choice Band. That kind of sucks, but it doesn't really suck in the end, because now I can switch up my moves and I can defog whenever I want, which is amazing. So I go for the U-turn on Klefki, go into my Raikou. Now, Raikou can 2-hit KO this thing. He can with Thunderbolt. I think he realizes this. I think he does. I am poisoned. That sucks. He's going to withdraw. So that right there tells me he's like, okay, he can 2-hit KO me. That really blows. So he's going to go into his Porygon 2, get a little bit more damage off because of the Volt Switch. I should have gone for Thunderbolt right there. Could have 2-hit KO'd it. So now I'm going to go into my Scizor. I think he's for the knockoff on this thing too, but I did not have knockoff. So I'm just going to go for the defog right here. Get rid of the toxic spikes and the spikes and all that type of fun stuff that was under my feet. He's going to go for the spikes, which is Prankster, so he went first. As I go for U-turn, which, you know, I'm okay with it. At least it wasn't screen. So I'm going to U-turn and I'm going to go right into Larry because I'm like, you know what? I need to get a Heal Bell off to heal my Raikou's poison, and I need to knock off this thing's Light Clay, if he has it, because I haven't seen leftovers. So I'm going to go for Heal Bell. And right here he's going to set up 2 layers of spikes, and then he's going to withdraw. And I was like, okay, that has to mean something. So I'm going to go for another knockoff, and I'm going to get a little bit more chip damage off on this Roserade, which, you know, the chip damage on this thing is going to come in handy because that means that Raikou can revenge kill it easier. He's going to start setting up toxic spikes, which my Registeel and my Scizor don't care about, and neither does my my Hydreigon, actually, which is really nice. And he's going to go back out and do a Sableye, which I kind of wanted him to because I'm going to keep going for Seismic Toss whenever I have my Registeel in because I know he thinks this thing can wall me. I want him to think that he can just do whatever he wants to me. I'm going to go into Larry because Larry can kind of sort of take this thing on for days. I'm going to get poisoned as he goes for the knockoff, and that does like 2 damage. The poison does more than that, so that really says something. And right here, I need to go for a Heal Bell. I can't have my team poisoned. I literally cannot. So I'm going to Heal Bell with this thing every single chance I get to. If I don't, I lose. So he's now going to be setting up spikes. he figured out the weakness to my team, and he's sticking to it like crazy. Just set up hazards on me, and it ruins me. Thank God I had this battle early on in the season, because now I know a way to beat it. I actually have a way to beat it now, which is really happy for me. I'm going to go for the knockoff. As he switches out, I get my wish. I'm back up to full health. Mega Autono is just being amazing right now. So what I wanted to do right here is I wanted to send in my Registeel, expecting him to hidden power fire or sludge bomb or something. I figured he would try to hit me with something. However, my plan was to send this thing in, expect him to switch into his Mega Sableye, and I wanted to make the double switch. Here, I knew I could get him in. I knew I could fake him out to it, and I'm going to switch right out into my Scizor so I can defog away these hazards. These hazards are no bueno for my team. I need to get rid of them, and Scizor's getting really low of health. Now, here's the funny thing. Magic Bounce actually just has him use defog, and it gets rid of the hazards anyway, so I guess that's a fun thing to know for future teams. As he goes for the knockoff and kills my Scizor, now the hazards are here to stay no matter what. So I need to be careful, and I need to keep up the pressure constantly so he can't get the hazards back up. I go for the overheat, and he switches into this thing, and that does about 20%, 25% after before leftovers. So I was like, you know what? This is his perfect opportunity. He can set up on me for days. So I actually stayed in here, and I wanted to flare blitz away so that way I could do about another 35% and prevent him from sweeping. That was my thought process. And I get so much damage off on the Sableye by doing that. That was amazing damage. That tells me right there that he's full offensive. Like, he has to be full offensive, and that, it kind of sucked. I expected him to switch out, because if he goes for knockoff, he's not going to gain much from it at all. So I went for Morning Sun, got my health back, and I'm going to switch Rufus right the heck out, because Larry can eat up any hit he wants from this thing. I mean, any hit. This Stone Edge, Larry laughs at that. He slurps it up like it's Christmas dinner. And he's Life Orb. That's something to really notice, because that means that my Raikou can outspeed it with the choice specs. So that was something that I had to remember. I go for the knockoff, and I do see the light clay. I was like, whoo! Screens were coming my way. Good thing I got rid of that. Now he's going to start setting up the spikes. And I knew he was going to start setting up the spikes, so I sent in Arcanine, and I need to just keep getting damage off. I go for the Flare Blitz before the Overheat, because I want to see how much it would do to the Manaphy. Does more than Overheat. Shows me he has a little bit of special defensive bulk, so that's really nice. And since I stayed in last time, I figured he would expect me to stay in again, so I'm going to switch out into Registeel as he stays in and goes for the Scald. Now, ordinarily I would say that's bad, but right now Registeel is kind of death fodder, because I see that my Arcanine outsped it, because I didn't see it for sure, but I knew I outsped. I don't know. I just had a gut feeling, I guess. I don't know. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm basically sacking off my JK. I switch right out into my my Raikou, because I needed to start hitting him hard. He's knocked out one of my Pokemon. It's 32 minutes in at this point in time, and it's 5-6. I have to start making plays if I want to even have a chance of winning. So I send this thing in and I go for Thunderbolt. I'm not even going to go for Volt Switch. I need to go for Thunderbolt and get kills. I have to. Right here, he sends in his Roserade, and I go for another Thunderbolt, and he can't live a second one. So that means he gets up one layer of Toxic Spikes before he dies again. So that just means that this thing is getting tons of kills, and he actually sacks off his Manaphy. So that means that his setup sweeper is gone, and that made me so happy. 2 kills within 3 turns was perfect. So now he's going to go into a Sableye, and you know, hindsight's 20/20. I should have stayed in and just kept attacking, because he can't do anything. I could have won if I just stayed in and kept attacking and kept up the pressure, but I got scared. And I switched into Mega Autono, got the Fake Out. All this fun stuff was happening, and I got scared. I really needed to stay in and keep Thunderbolting. I think I would have won if, like, that would have been it right there. Because he would have had to sack off his Roserade. I wouldn't have had to get poisoned. I could have Thunderbolted everything. So, hindsight's 20/20. But he's going to set up Toxic Spikes now even more, so that sucks a lot. That means now my Raikou is very crippled in how much damage he can output, because he's on a timer. So, I figured he would go into this thing. I was like, you know what, Registeel, you got to get the heck out of there, dude. And I'm going to go into my Hydreigon, because I can eat up a Fake Out like it's nothing, and he doesn't want to take a Dark Pulse, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to U-turn the heck out of here and just get some more initiative, maybe get Raikou back in here, maybe get him to eat some hit, maybe punch some more holes, that kind of fun stuff. So I go for a U-turn, and I actually got a little scared. I was like, you know what? Registeel has no use now. He has absolutely no use. I mean, I guess maybe for the Porygon, but that's it. He has no other use aside from that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, I'm going to Toxic until I die, as he goes for a Recover. And I almost punched myself in the face whenever that happened, because that was a terrible play on my part. I should have gone into Raikou. I should have punched holes. I needed to do what I had to punch holes. He's going to go for a knockoff, and I live it. I was like, damn it. I wanted to die. Because now he could either recover up to full health, just to be safe, or he could go for another knockoff and kill me, and the turn just lasted another turn. So that really sucked. But now I realize, a little too late, that I'm a little SOL with Raikou. So I have Raikou in here, and he goes for Sucker Punch. I completely forgot that his Sableye could even have Sucker Punch. Like that was a total misplay on my part. I completely take blame for that, and I know that it was my fault. I forgot. He's going to knock off my Life Orb on my Arcanine, and I was like, you know what, that's fine. Now I don't take more Life Orb damage on top of Poison. I can go for the Flare Blitz, and it's not going to do as much damage, but it's still going to do some respectable damage, and now he's going to go for the Recover, and it's just going to become no bueno, because he's going to go for the Sucker Punch and Morning Sun. I kind of predicted that, but it was like, was it worth it? I don't know. I don't know if it was really worth it, to be honest. So now he's going to withdraw and go into his Entei. And I was like, you know what? This could actually be kind of good, because if I Morning Sun up to full health, he's going to take another turn of Life Orb, and I'm going to get a hit on him if I'm faster. So I go for the Flare Blitz. I am faster, which shows me he's Adamant Life Orb. So that means my Raikou could have outsped him, which really sucks. But he's going to go for the Stone Edge and kill me. I had no need to keep Rufus around. No need at all. And right here, I'm going to go into my Hydreigon to try to sort of scare him out a little bit. And I'm going to go for a Draco Meteor. I believe that's what I did right here. Yeah, I went for Draco Meteor right here. And the Draco Meteor is going to do a lot to this Mega Sableye. Even though Mega Sableye's defenses are amazing, he can't live a Draco Meteor. He actually can't. He's going to go for a Fake Out, but now he just realizes that he can't do anything with this Mega Sableye anymore, because I can just Dark Pulse it to death or Draco Meteor it to death. And plus, the more I Draco Meteor, the weaker I am, and he wants me weak to have Porygon 2 not die to me. So, right here, I'm going to switch out into Larry, because Larry and Hydreigon are my last two Mons, and he has Porygon 2 and Entei left, it's a very close game. It's 2-2. Anybody could win depending on hacks. There's been no hacks at all. No crits, no extra statuses or anything, or flinches, anything. No extra hacks, which makes me so happy. In a 50-turn battle, or a 50-minute battle, 0 hacks. I go for the knockoff. Anyway, I knock off his Life Orb, and I'm at 28%. There's no need for me to do anything, so he's just going to Iron Head me, and I was like, you know what? Larry, you did a good job for your first battle in the LBA. You did a good job. Knocked off some items, got some hits in, made it easier for other things to kill. And you know what? He withdrawed his Entei and went into his Porygon as I go for Dark Pulses. I mean, I understand. It's for differential, but his Entei was literally just for differential. So right here, he's going to keep going for Tri-Attack. He's going to take out my Hydreigon, and he's going to win the battle 2-0. So it was a fantastic game. I mean, it was on point. I'm not even going to lie. That was probably one of the best battles I think I've ever had. I'm a little disappointed in my performance, to be 100% honest with you, because if I had even taken a minute to think that perhaps his Sableye could be carrying Sucker Punch, I could have won. Like, if I had went into my Raikou, I don't know if I could have won. That's really arrogant to say, but I might have had a better chance than if I let it die. So it came down to the wire, man. It came very down to the wire, but he played fantastically. He even told me before that he had so much trouble prepping for my team because I want to thank you, Ab, for that amazing battle. It was probably one of the best battles I think I've ever had in the LBA, and the fact that it was our first ever LBA battle inside the league, like, dude, I couldn't ask for anything better. So, even though I lost, I mean, it's a sad loss because I wanted to win. However, I'm not disappointed with anything. I can't walk away from it saying, wow, he won because of this. Like, he won because he outplayed me. Like, that's a fantastic feeling to have, like, a 50-minute battle just be that good. So I'm gonna throw the stats up on the screen for the kills. I'm still in shock of how good this battle was. I played. If I had had this exact battle last season, I would have lost 6-0. I'm not even going to try to sit here and say that I wouldn't have, because last season I was so much worse. But to know that I can do this well against Ab, who's made playoffs like 2 years in a row when he took over for a team, he's one of the most feared. Not one of the most feared, but he's a feared team in the league. Like, it's fantastic to see me do this well against him. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about it. It was a fantastic battle. Make sure you guys go check out David's channel, because he did record this battle for me. I really appreciate it, David. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, 1-1, -1 differential. We're back to the break even with a negative differential, just like the past 2 seasons, even though we're trying 100 times harder this season. Fantastic, right? But you know what? Hey, it's Mons. I'll pick it back up. I have confidence. Make sure you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Leave a like down below if you supported. Oh my gosh, please leave likes. I've been getting so much support on my videos. It makes me so happy. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.